Welcome to Bunnyfish Crafts. I'm your host, Heather, known as Bunnyfish on Ravelry and Plurk. This is episode 15, and the winner is. Grab some sticks and string and come sit with me. As you might remember from last week, this weekend we were baby-free, and it was really, really nice. Saturday we went crazy. We went out for lunch, and then we went to a movie, and then we went out to dinner. And then we came home and watched some television together. And then I joined in a VKN, and that was really, really fun. It was my second VKN ever, but I just had my first VKN earlier this week. So VKNs, those were really, really great. The first one was we maxed out the room, and there was a lot of energy. For most of the night, it was pretty much all podcasters, which was really exciting. I'm going to forget people's names, so I'm not even going to list any. I'm just going to say, if you're watching this, you know who you are, and it was really, really nice to meet you. And I also met a viewer who isn't a podcaster, I don't think. I'm pretty sure that she said she wasn't a podcaster, but it's nice to meet you. And yeah, VKN's really, really fun. I'll probably be doing more of that now that I have a webcam. Also, back to this weekend, yesterday, we went out to lunch, and then we bought some new jeans. Sadie of Yarnivore will probably understand this, but I am going to one-up her. Her dog eats her socks and her underwear. My puppy shows affection by eating my underwear. She has not yet eaten a pair of socks, but I did catch her this morning trying to eat the socks that I wore yesterday. I almost smacked her. They're kind of my favorites. They're like lime green and black striped thigh highs. And I had just put them on the floor in the pile where I was gathering my laundry. And yeah, she tried to eat them. But anyway, she ate a hole in a pair of my jeans right in the crotch. So yesterday, I wore my holey jeans because I only have 2 pairs of jeans that I wear at a time. And the first one had just gotten a hole in the butt area, and I hadn't patched it yet. And then the second pair got a hole in the crotch from my dog. So we went out and bought me 2 new pairs of jeans. So that was really, really nice. And then we went to my knitting group, which only one other person showed up, but it was fine. It was still fun. Well, she showed up with her sister, but her sister left because she is not a crafter. And now I am recording early because we are going to be leaving my house at 11. So I need to start this podcast now if I want to get it recorded before I need to leave. And that's where we are. So welcome, everybody. New people, old people. It's great to see you. And let's get into knitting stuff. I mentioned VKNs, super fun. If you have a chance to join one, do it. Don't feel nervous. Don't feel all awkward, even though I totally did feel both nervous and awkward in VKNs. It was still really fun, and everybody was really, really nice. Also, really exciting, I made a snuggle. The first snuggle I made, I posted that to the Yarnivore group, and Jerry, who is Pattern Whisperer, sent me a message asking if I could direct her to how to make a similar snuggle. And I did. And she made a snuggle using the directions that I gave her, and then she named the snuggle after me. So that was really exciting. On to the Selfish Craft Along. Are you so excited? I'm so excited. I'm going to show you the prizes that the winner gets to choose from for me knitting socks first, now that I have, a good camera so you can actually see the yarn. Okay, option 1 is Knit Picks Essential Kettle Dyed in Oak. Serenity Sock Weight in Harlequin. Serenity Sock Weight in Surf. Remember, this makes like an ankle sock sporty sock. And this is Yarn Bee Walkaway in, this is Tango. Yes, Tango. Science Monkey Mercantile Faraday in Texecuted. Or Unexpected Success, red number 2. Yes. Fleece Artist BFL sock, no colorway. Oh, that's it's a little more purple than that. This section that's showing up blue is purple, but it's a blue purple, so that's pretty close. And then Nooch Fiber. What are you? Midtown Sock in Stomping Grapes. So there you go. Those are your options. And they're photographed in the thread if you want to get a clearer, well, a picture of all of them side by side. If you're thinking of 2 that you're not sure which one you want, you can see the picture. Or if you win, I will send you a different picture with options so you can see specifically what you want. Okay, are you ready? You ready? Now time for the drawing to happen. So let me go over to the internet. Okay, just locked the thread. And let's see, 2 through 14. And generate. And the result is number 11. Let's see who number 11 is. It is Jerry, Pattern Whisperer. Yay! She made herself a Dark and Stormy sweater. I imagine that that is for the Knittables sweater knit-along. Pretty sure I saw her talking about that in that group. So yay, Jerry! Get in touch with me. Let me know which yarn you are interested in, and we will discuss patterns. And I look forward to making socks for you. I'm going to start a new craft along starting today. And it will end on May 13th. May 12th is Mother's Day. So this craft along is going to be make something for a mom. It can be a new project or a work in progress. And it doesn't have to be your mom. The recipient just has to be a mom. And that can be in any way that you interpret who a mom is. So, you know, your mother or your sister who has kids or your best friend who is a pet mom to fur babies. All that is okay. And pretty much the same rules as this last one, except that it needs to be for a mom, which it can be for you if you're a mom. You know, go ahead, make yourself something. And that will be ending the day after Mother's Day, I said. And I'm not sure about the prize. Do you guys think that you would be interested in having hand knit socks as a prize again? Because I'm totally game for that. But I don't know if you guys would be interested in something else. So once you read it, let me know what you think about either yes, you would like hand knit socks again, or some other prize. Maybe I'll put a poll. I'm going to put a poll in this week's thread and see, well, not in this week's thread, in the chatter thread for the Mother's Day knit along, asking if you guys would be interested in hand knit socks again. Okay. I'm so distracted today because I'm like hyper aware of everything that's going on in the world because I haven't had children all over me all weekend. So I'm just waiting for it. And I'm really, really excited that they are going to be home. Okay, finished object. I'm going to show you the first one. This is the $5 in Paris by Anna Peck Meliszewski. I think that's how you say it. And my sister wanted it to be long enough to wear over leggings. And it comes down to the bottom of my butt. So I think it works for that. And that was all really, really attractive. I'm probably going to cut out any part that I wasn't talking so you can't see all that freakiness. I made it out of Caron Simply Soft in black and heather gray, and the ribbing portion is worked on US 6, which is 4.0 millimeters, and the rest is worked on US 8, which is 5.0 millimeters. I also finished 4 granny squares for a swap, but didn't take a picture because that would have been the smart thing to do, so I could show you. So 4 granny squares finished, and also I did some flowers from this book, The Complete Photo Guide to Crochet by Margaret Hubert, and I made using size G, which is hiding in the book. Let me read this. 4.25 millimeter crochet hook and orange yarn that I made the cowl for Hillary, Hippie Penguin, back in the day. You remember that a long time ago? Bright colors. I made the pansy. Let's see. This is the bullion flower. Petals are a little askew right now, but I think you can get the gist of how pretty it is. This is the primrose and the briar rose. Very, very bright. These flowers are going to be for a friend of mine in Nerd Wars. She's getting married and her colors are orange and hot pink. And she lives in Canada, and a lot of Team 1UP does not live in Canada. And she would invite us all if we could make the trip. She actually said if we could make the trip, she would invite us. But since a lot of us can't go, she gave us the option to help make her bouquet. So I made those 4 flowers, and I'm probably going to make, I think there's 6 or 8 more flowers in that book. I'm probably going to go until that orange yarn runs out and then send her the flowers. This week I am going to congratulate my sister. She finished some projects. Amanda knows how to crochet. We both learned around the same time, and she doesn't use patterns pretty much ever. I don't think she uses patterns at all ever. She just makes up the patterns as she goes. And this week she finished 3 things. She didn't remember what the yarn was. I only asked her for one if she remembered the yarn. And I think she said she used a size K hook. Maybe. I don't know what that is in millimeters. I could look it up, but I'm not going to. I'll put it in the show notes. But she made a coin purse. An over-the-shoulder purse for her niece. And a pair of slippers for her daughter. So yay, Mandy! I'm so proud of you for finishing things. I totally geek out when people I know finish crafty things, especially when they don't craft that frequently. I totally failed at keeping up with my works in progress this week. Part of it was because during the VKN, I worked on the sweater a lot, but before that I was working on these orange flowers. Just decided I needed some small projects that I could get done quickly because my projects that I'm working on now are not going to be done quickly. So I kind of failed at working on things, but I did make some progress on a few things. These are Mandy's thigh highs. They are drops 117-12 in Premier Yarns Serenity Sock colorway charcoal. And this is where I was last week. So, decent amount of progress. But I wanted to be done with my little chart over here. I still have 3 squares to do, 3 repeats, plus I'm only halfway through the actual cable row of that 4th square that's not shaded in. Wanted to have that done by today, but it didn't happen. I'm hoping that once I get those done, I'll start on the heel. I'm hoping once the heel happens, I will fly through because half of it, I don't even know if the top has cabling on it. I'm not going to look it up. I thought about looking it up, but I'm not going to. So I don't know if the top of the foot has cabling. If it doesn't, then they're really going to fly because it's just going to be stockinette. But if it does, it's still going to fly because half of it's stockinette. Worked on the the black thigh highs for Amanda using the Cinderella's Secret stocking pattern. And this is how far I got this week. Not very far, but it's 3 lace repeats. Let's see. Trying to show you some black stuff. There you go. Herringbone lace up here. I got through 3 repeats. This is a little bit tricky because there are decreases every other lace pattern, I think, from what I've read so far. That seems to be what's going on. Sorry, my hair's driving me crazy. I have this weird bump. Guess it's just going to stay a weird bump. Anyway, Cinderella's Secret Stockings. Yes, is that what it's called? Yes, by... Didn't even write the name down. Did I write the name down last week? Let's see. By Ruth Ramanan. Fail podcast show notes. But it'll be in the actual show notes, so there's that. I'm using US size 2, 2.75, and Knit Picks Stroll in the colorway black. The other thigh highs are done on US size 1, 2.25 millimeters. Let's see what else I worked on. I'm distracted because boyfriend is upstairs walking around. He's not usually home when I podcast. Children, but not boyfriend. Okay, star socks. I made huge progress. Let's see, I definitely didn't have the star done last week. So I think I was right about here. So that's a lot. This was my carrying project because it was pretty easy to carry around once I got out of the star chart. I used a Flegel heel, so that was really easy to just, I kind of have that memorized. Flegel heel fits my foot really, really well, so that's what I used. These socks are made using Serenity sock weight in the colorway Surf on US 2, 2.75 millimeter needles. And I am going to be looking for test knitters. So again, if you want to test knit these, I'm going to be done with them by the end of the month. So I'll be looking for test knitters next month. I worked on the Lapgan and the Snuggle a little bit, but not anything to write home about, so I'm not going to show you this week. And I didn't work on... Oh, and I also spun the blue a little, but again, it looks like spinning. It's not very different from last week because I just didn't do a lot of crafting this week. I did, but I didn't. I did those star socks mostly. And I didn't work on the blue thigh highs at all or the domino spinning at all. Didn't even pick them up. But to make up for that, I am going to show you my sock yarn blanket. Aren't you excited? I'm excited. Here it is. Look at how pretty it is in actual lighting. I'm so in love with my sock yarn blanket. Oh, Molly agrees. She says she is also in love. And it's, it's looking like it might want to be something someday. It's no longer actual scarf size. It's like really wide scarf size. You could still wear it as a scarf, but it's a little bit big. I have some new things this week, too. My boyfriend spoiled me for Valentine's Day, and some of what he spoiled me with was yarn from Science Monkey Mercantile. You know I have a thing for Science Monkey's yarn. It's the Faraday base, and look at how pretty. Oh, I'm so in love. It's okay. You can be in love with them too. This is Chattahoochee Mark 1. This is Northern Bogs. And this is really, really long. Rosalind Franklin's Overexposed Photograph. This is the only one that's still up in the shop, but I'm sure if you fall in love with any of them, that he would custom dye them for you. So in love with them. I can't wait to work on them, next year when I can actually use yarn that I bought this year. Or if I finish 25 pairs of Stash socks this year early. I don't think that'll happen, but maybe. We'll see. Oh, they're so nice. I love Science Monkey yarn. And then yesterday, before we did the shopping for the jeans, we went to Joann's because I needed to pick up a few things, and I needed to pick up some needles and some batting for a quilt. P.S. There will be a quilt showing up this week. Well, not this week, next week on the podcast, because I will be working on it this week. So we went to Joann's, and I needed needles and batting, and I was like, I'm going to go look at the sock yarn and see what's up with the sock yarn, see if they're still producing. I mentioned a while ago that I really want the Lion Brand Sock Ease in the Rock Candy colorway, because I just think it's so pretty. And Steve of Dramatic Knits is knitting a shawl out of it right now, and it just makes me want it even more. So I went to see if it was on sale or anything, because I would have considered purchasing it, but it wasn't. But other sock yarn was on sale, and my boyfriend picked out some yarn for socks for him. First was this. This is Peyton's Croy FX in the colorway Clover Colors, and Lorraine at my knitting group has socks that she knit out of this for herself, and I think it's beautiful. I'm not really a big fan of yellow and orange, but I think it looks gorgeous in this yarn with the greens and the blues, and I can't wait to knit socks out of this, in a few months after I knit some more Stash socks. So that's the first pair of socks for him. He has big feet, so he needs 3 50-gram balls of yarn. And the second is this purpley color. This is Sensations Bamboo and You pattern in the colorway Purple Black pattern, and it knits up like that. So these will also be socks for Steve, my boyfriend Steve, not, Dramatic Knits Steve. I have a feeling Dramatic Knits Steve would not wear these colors, but whatever. My boyfriend wants purple socks. I'm cool with that. I like boy-colored socks for myself. This week I did some reading. I listened to Anna Karenina some more. I'm not done yet. I thought I was going to do more listening than I did, but I didn't. I did spend one whole day listening to it and got through like 5 discs or something like that. Maybe more than 5, actually. I spent like the whole day reading and, well, not reading, listening to that and crafting and cleaning and watching children. But I think I got through like 6 discs or 7. It was a lot of Anna Karenina, which was good. I just have to finish listening to it, which should happen this week. I don't have that many CDs left. I also finished reading, who's it by? Chicks with Sticks, Knitwise by Elizabeth Leonard. You'd think 3 weeks of telling you who the author is would make it just in my head who I was reading, but no. I forgot. But it was cute. It was good. I don't know if there are more books. I haven't looked it up. I feel like there probably aren't because the girls are going off to college now, but maybe there's like the college books or something. And yesterday I started reading How to Train Your Dragon, Book 1 by Cressida Cowell, and I finished it this morning. It's really cute. You can see now a major motion picture. I'm pretty sure that Sadie of the Yarnivore read this book and mentioned it on her podcast. Not 100% positive, but I'm pretty sure that that's who mentioned it. And it's really good. I very much recommend it if you can handle being like a 10-year-old boy in your head, because, you know, it's got like gross humor and stuff. It's very, very different from the movie, like insanely different from the movie. Basically, they took the characters' names from this, and that they're Vikings who live on an island, and that there are dragons involved. And that's where the similarities end. Because in this book, the Vikings actually train dragons. What? Crazy! How to Train Your Dragon is actually about training dragons. I know, insanity. Also, there are no girl characters. Well, Hiccup, the main character, has a mom, which he doesn't in the movie. Or you never meet his mom. No, he doesn't have a movie. He doesn't have one in the movie because his dad gives him the helmet. So, yeah, she died or something. They never really talk about it in the movie. But in this, he has a mom. And that's the only female character. It's cute. I'm probably going to read it to my son at bedtime. I think he would like it. He's not a 10-year-old boy, but he is a 4-year-old boy, and he really, really likes the movies. So I'm going to read that to him. On to the last segment, flying through today, which is good because I want to be able to upload and start editing this before we leave, and then hopefully get it uploading online because that takes ever, so I can post it when we get home, but we'll see. On to 3 indie dyers that I haven't bought from yet, but I've been drooling over. The first one is Hippie Penguin Fibers, who I was had to hear might be closing up shop before I even get to buy from her. She has some really awesome Hobbit colorways that she did up, and I am lusting after them. There's a red and gray one that's something about a dragon. I don't remember what that something is, but there's something about a dragon, and I love that yarn. I also have been looking at North Cavern Fiber Craft. It's pretty new. I think I saw them posting in the Dramatic Knits Ravelry group about their shop, but they're pretty new, and they have a colorway called I'm Yours, I think. I'm Yours, Yours Truly, something like that. And it is pink and green, and it is the perfect pink and green combination, and she dyes the colorways on different bases and also on fiber and yarn. So that's really, really exciting. Definitely drooling over that colorway though. I'm Yours, I think it is. And then the third one is Cakewalk Yarns, and definitely go check out the Cherry Blossom and Rita sock yarns because they're gorgeous. And someday I hope to be owning some yarn from all 3 of those, and when I do, I'll let you know how they work out. I hope you're having an awesome week, and I hope you made something fantastic with your 6 and string. I will see you next week, and I'm sure Gabriel at that time will make his appearance right about now in the show and say goodbye. So have a good week.